Good morning. I have to leave one out of the blanket, one arm out, so that I can still get my coffee. Oh man, this tree beside me today is just letting go of all its leaves. Just like bunches at a time as the light breeze hits it this morning. The other tree beside me still has green and only slight yellow. So I always think it's interesting. You know me, I love a good literal visual. I'm going to give you a moment. If you are joining us live or if you're catching the replay, to grab yourself a drink. Let's do a quick check-in on a Monday morning. Please say hello in the comments if you are connecting in with us today. And that's whether you are checking in live or later. Cheryl, good morning. A little bit chilly. Yeah, it's cold where I am. And I came outside and some of my plants were upset with me. I'm hoping and praying that I didn't wait too long for some of them. Some of them are still looking pretty hardy. They're like, yeah, bring it, fall, bring it. Others are a little upset. Rightfully so. I would be too if I had to sleep outside last night. Alexandra, good morning. So hopefully, I'm really hoping I didn't kill that one selection of plants that are my heart and soul. When you have that inkling, and maybe it's a good lesson in when you have those nudges or those opportunities where you feel a little like, I had that nudge over the weekend, like, oh, so you should probably bring the plants in. It's probably time to make a spot and bring the plants in. And I ignored the nudge and I didn't bring them in. And this morning they look very sad. So whether I missed that opportunity or what, we'll see. But doesn't that give you a great metaphor for listening to your nudges, listening to those gut feelings, listening to those little inklings, whatever they may look like? Have you had that before, where you've had them and you've ignored them, or you've had them and you've listened? Share that in the comments. Good morning, Karen. And so, yeah, I feel like the universe is giving me all kinds of literal visuals today, right? So the nudge with the plants and the plant's current condition, the tree where it's just letting go. The leaves are just falling right off. The tree isn't reaching for those leaves and holding on to them and wanting them to come back a little bit longer. Who else is guilty of this? You can raise your hand. No one can see you. You can publicly raise your hand in the comments if you'd like, but I think we've all had those moments where we've held on to something or even someone a little bit longer than we needed to. Good morning, Jake. And yeah, we get a beautiful lesson in that. Sometimes, I think we could be so bold, sometimes it sucks. Sometimes that lesson or that experience that we are getting put through in our human experience really freaking sucks. Good morning, Kim. How are you? And sometimes it's beautiful. Well, I want to say, if we look through a lens of gratitude, I'm just going to get more blanket. It feels chilly today. And I think I'm going to cold dip later, so it's going to be even chillier, but we got this. Sometimes, if we can look through a lens of gratitude, everything has an element of beauty to it, no matter what, no matter how horrific. It's like finding the positive. Just like we're getting bundled up, finding the positive in the negative or whatever that may look like. or whatever that feels like for you. It's just kind of interesting. That's what's sort of been on my mind this morning. But I want to know, for all of you who are here hanging out, post in the comments, how are you? Like, really, how are you on this Monday morning? We are officially into the month of October. I feel like every time we've had a brand new month on Coffee Club, I ask you where the last month went, but I'm pretty sure we can all say that September was a lightning speed month this year. It's a complete freaking blur, but still beautiful things. You know what people complain and have the downside of social media all the time, which I totally don't disagree with. However, what I do love is every once in a while, the Facebook memories are awesome. There was a couple of things I actually forgot about in the past 5 years or 6 years that completely wasn't there. I didn't even have that thought process, and then I was reminded. So I'm grateful for that. Sometimes the Facebook memories are just like, I remember then. But often they can be of something really great. Drake says, I don't know where it went. And then, oh, Drake, you're full of the goodness today. We got to have you back on the show. Social media, like life, is what we make of it. Agreed. Because honestly, that's all really it's supposed to be, is an extension of our ability for a different version of social connection, right? Ultimately, at the end of the day, that's why it was created. Outside of also being an excellent way as well to advertise. And it's so funny because I see all of those copy and paste all the time about, like, if you copy and paste and you click this and you hold up your right arm and you whatever, there's no more ads and you get to see all your friends. Well, friends, there's never going to be no more ads until there's a time when you're paying for there to be no more ads. Let's just say that. As a marketing person, I like the ads. I want the ads to be there. I want you to see them. I want my clients' ads to be in your face. So there's a love for me there. But anyway, how you feeling today? What's going on? What's shaking in your world? Did you have a good weekend? Shannon, thank you. Happy early Thanksgiving. Yes, Canadian Thanksgiving comes up. Honestly, I can't even believe it's this weekend because it's the holiday Monday. That's where I'm just like, what? It's Thanksgiving already? What the heck? Karen says, I'm feeling awesome going into my favorite month of the year. Ooh, you love October. Now, is your birthday in October, Karen? This is something I probably wouldn't know, but might know. Angie, I'm feeling okay. Weekend was good. Good. What about everybody else? How you feeling on this Monday morning? I think that's the goal for for Monday mornings is we just need to check in with each other. Let's check in, let's connect, set up our week in a space of knowing that you are supported and you are loved and you are not alone in this world and you have community behind you. Now, we connect into this coffee club from all over the place. So it's not, sometimes it feels like, well, okay, I might have this community, but none of them live here. Like Shannon's in North Carolina and Drake's in Eastern Canada and, Karen's in Southern Alberta. But that's the thing. That's the thing I think that is so beautiful about our opportunity to connect in this space, my friends, is that you are supported everywhere. And think of the collective energy that we have as this group, that we're going to check in on Monday mornings. We're going to have a positive moment together. We're going to set up our weeks knowing that, hi, Tara, that we are in a good space. Even if we don't feel like, or even if we're literally not in a good space in our world, I want you to know that you are trusted, supported, and loved in an energetic way from your beautiful online community. That's what we're here for, to remind each other of the fact that these things exist. And even if we don't have the people in our immediate circle, in our immediate life right there giving us that support, knowing that we have it elsewhere. Does that feel good to everybody? Can you Give me a high five in the comments if you feel like that's a space that we could go in together on Monday mornings and just collectively check in at this time every Monday and just set up our weeks together. I feel like this is something that we could use, especially in this time frame. And I think too, like traditionally, would that be the word? Traditionally, typically, history like, this is the season where we start to, like, it's cold and flu season. So people start to feel a little bit more under the weather. And I think there's still a little bit of anxiety around when we don't feel well due to what we've been through. I think that we start to have this space where we as people, the same as the nature around us, right? We're in this phase of change and letting go, but we'll also go into a bit of a hibernation sort of phase through the winter, right? We don't like to go out and get out as much. It's colder where most of us live. It's a time frame where hibernation happens. And I want you to know that that's actually good for you. So if you feel like you're feeling the call to hibernate a bit, that's okay. Please do. But just know that we always have this space to connect into each other. We always have the space to connect into each other. I'm just going to scroll back in some comments here. Kim says, the months go by like minutes the older you get. Maybe that's the problem, Kim. I'm old. I'm getting older, and therefore time is just like, and I don't remember it being that way. But I think as kids, time does really go on such a slow linear pattern. Karen says, love changing of the seasons. Trust in the path, says Drake. Karen, do Karen and Tara share a birthday? What's the date? Throw it in the comments. I know there's a few October birthdays around here. Yeah, so that's what I want us to do. Okay, so for just a moment, I want you to humor me. We'll come out of the blanket. I can do this. If I can be a cold dipper, I can do this. Oh, the 30th. Very nice. Okay. So because we're taking this space on Mondays to connect in, to collectively be a unit, to share support, to know that we're there for each other. And I want you to know that anything you comment in the comments is a safe place to do so. We are a respectful, loving environment, including everybody. I think that's always been the case on my socials. I have always been blessed in having the right amount, the right community coming to do that. But I just want to, for anybody who's brand new, this is a loving and respectful space. It is also still a space where we can hold each other and hold issues apart from each other. And I learned that from a friend who I disagree with on a number of things. But he says, you always hold the person here, the situation here. And I liked when he gave me that example in a time when we were having conflict, because I think he's a good person. I think that he is loving in his way. He just has a very different viewpoint than I do. So this space allows us to hold each other accountable to stepping out of ignorance into a loving space, into an inclusive world. So that's what we are. So please feel free to comment in the comments. It's a safe place to do so. Okay, we're going to take a moment to just do a little bit of a breath together, okay? We're setting up our week. We're connecting into ourselves. We're allowing ourselves to kick off a really great week. So if you're able, I'd like you to close your eyes for a moment. So with your eyes closed, I just want you to be aware of your heartbeat. I want you to be aware of any of the noises that you hear around you right now. I want you to be aware of anything that you can smell when you breathe in. And I want you to be aware of anything that you can touch with your hands that's right in front of you right now. And keeping those eyes closed, I want you to take a long, slow, deep breath in. Hold it at the top and exhale. Okay, one more time. Long, slow, deep breath in. Hold and let go. You can slowly start to open your eyes. Tracy, we respect that you're at work and can't do that with us, but knowing that just a couple of breaths like that on your break when you're in the washroom, drop those shoulders, just allows you to come into a nice grounded space together. Breathing is so freaking amazing and a huge part of meditation, which classes will be coming up for in-person community stuff very soon. But for my friends who connect with us from all over the place, I'm curious if you're interested in an online class where we could do some meditation together and some breath work via Zoom. And so picking a date and a time is the challenge for us because a lot of us live in different time zones. But I would love you to share in the comments or to send me a DM if that's something that you would be interested in, and sort of some of those time frames or days that you think that would work with you, whether we want to do it on a Monday morning or a Sunday night or a lunchtime spot, or kind of where that's sort of landing for you. That would be great. I would love you to share that, and let's see if we could collectively come together in that way as well. So through an online Zoom option where you could learn some different breathwork techniques, tap into a practice of meditation. Maybe you've done it before, maybe you never tried it, maybe you tried it once and you hated it. Whatever that looks like for you, I would love to connect us in on something like that. So please share that info, and what I can sort of collectively grab that would work, we'll try to put together. And I'm thinking that's another way that we can connect together, and it allows me to share my passion with you, because I feel like this is such an incredible tool for all of us in our human journeys, for our mental health, for our physical health, for all the things. So let me know if that works for you. If you're in the Nanton, Alberta area, we're going to have classes starting on October 18th in person. If you're in High River, they start later this week. And we also have a yin and meditation combo class series that starts tonight. And it's going for the next 4 Monday nights. And we've got 4 spots left if there's anybody who would like to join us. And I think it's going to be really great. And what I love about this combination class that happens tonight is yin yoga. I'm not a big yoga lover in classes because I find that it moves so quickly, and like it feels so fluid for everybody but me, if I'm being like super transparently honest with you. So what I love about yin is that it allows you to still get into these stretches and these poses and hold them, so you're getting the benefit of that yoga movement, but not at that pace. And it feels like yoga meditation, which I love. Anyway, I could ramble all day about that, but I hope you are well. I hope your Monday is off to a good start. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for breathing with me. And thank you for being the beautiful light that you are. I know that we all have moments where we wonder what our purpose is. We wonder what our path in life is supposed to be. And we have these peaks and valleys of when we're really sure about what we're doing and when we're not sure. And when we come together like this, I know that there's some of us who are in peak moment and some of us who are in valley moment. And so together we can get through those peaks and valleys because we've got the other person to help balance us out, to help carry the love when we're not feeling it. And often I've told you, you got to borrow somebody else's belief and borrow somebody else's love as you're building your own. So I want you to know that in this space together, when we check in, I believe in you and I love you. And you can borrow mine whenever you need it. And when you show up and check in the comments and join the conversation, you give it back to me. And I am so appreciative of this exchange that we have together. And we're here for that. We're here for that. So, cheers to you, my loves. I hope you have an incredible rest of your day. I hope you have a great week. We will check back in again on Wednesday morning at 9:30 Mountain Standard Time. I'm going to, I love you, Karen. I think I'm going to have Mondays to be where we can connect, you and I, and Wednesdays to be where I can introduce you to someone and have a cool conversation. That's sort of how I'm feeling that it's going to go. Will it always be that way? No, because we're not going to put ourselves in a box. But that's how it's feeling this morning. And if you know me, that could change 10 minutes from now when I have another creative burst. Anyway, I digress. We will see you Wednesday here with or without guest at 9:30 Mountain Standard Time. I hope you have an incredible day and keep on shining your light, my friends.